Yeah, we're at Costco, but I need to make an update on baby going to the ER. Stop. I literally want to cry right now. I just got the call from the ER and I'm literally in Costco and the baby is at home with Uriah and I have Mimi with me, but I legit want to cry at this point. But yeah, I'll tell y'all once we leave out of here. Okay, y'all, now I'm in front of my house. We just went to Costco real quick, but I basically wanted to give you guys an update on what happened. I was driving to Costco. I was so shooken up to the point where I couldn't even film in Costco because I had planned on driving to Costco, recording, vlogging, everything or whatever. And when I drove there, I need to go get gas. On the way there, when I was getting out of the car, I got a phone call and I answered because it was San Antonio number, and I don't answer unknown numbers or nothing like that, but it was San Antonio number, so I answered it. And when I answered it, they said hello, that they were from the ER, from Children's. So I'm like, okay. They were like, London Bell was just seen a couple of days ago, and we just wanted to give you an update and let you guys know what happened with her, because they took a sample of her stool. I don't know if I told you guys that, but they took a sample of her poop and they cultured it to see, let it grow to see if it was anything in her poop, or bacteria, anything could possibly be in her poop, and they let it grow and culture it to see, fast track it to see what's going on. Culture came back and that she had salmonella in her poop. This literally instantly freaked me out because all I know salmonella from is food. You cross-contaminating your food. Say you took some raw meat out to cook it and you touched the raw meat, and then you touched your refrigerator door, and then your child touched the refrigerator door, rubbed their eyes. That's how bacteria can spread. Salmonella wise, that's what I thought the only way you could get it. And so I'm freaking out. I'm like, I have barely cooked because of the fact that I have been recovering and it's only been a month. I haven't really been cooking at all, and when I cook, I'm very anal. I use bleach on everything. I wash my hands consistently, and so I don't touch raw meat, period, and cross-contaminate. I'm very, very about that, seriously. So yeah, my mom always taught me about that. So I'm like, there's no way. I bleach everything. I literally bleach her bottles. I don't bleach her bottles, but I put I fill the sink up with water. I put soap in it, really hot water. I put a little bit of bleach in it, and I soak her bottles, wash them, boil her bottles, everything. I'm so serious about that. And with Mimi, I do the same exact thing, and she never had no issue. So I'm like, I don't understand what exactly happened. Animals, and I'm like, no. And then when I was talking to Raya, I'm like, how could she have, what is it? And I'm like, my first thought is this water here in this house. I'm like, it has to be this water because this lady came over and they did a bacterial test on our water because of the fact that they wanted us to get alkaline water, a water system. They're basically trying to sell us something. So they tested our water and showed us how much bacteria was in our water. So I'm like, could it possibly be the water? Because I use the water sometimes by itself in soap to wash our bottles really quick if I need to. So I'm like, is that what it is? Is it the water? Then Uriah was like, well, remember the vlog y'all seen before all this happened with the ER? We went to Tower of Americas and they had a petting zoo there, and I showed you guys in a clip of Uriah going over there, hanging out with the animals, talking to the animals. Mimi went over there to see the animals, and the craziest part is I literally sat down and I didn't go over there to see the animals because I felt that it was too much. She was too young to be by the animals, you know what I'm saying? So I sat away from the animals on purpose so that she wouldn't be close to them. I don't know if air can, you know what I'm saying, travel. I don't know, but I was not doing it. I was sitting in there. They need to disinfect. Lysol. I need bleach. Is there bathroom? I know. You gotta go wash your hands. So what happened was, that we think happened, we pieced it together, is that Uriah was over there with the animals, Mimi was over there with the animals, he touched the animals, he came back, and I was going to I went to go take her to wash her hands, and I took the stroller, I took the baby with me, but he also pushed the stroller because I was getting Mimi together. So he pushed the stroller, and I think once we washed our hands and came back out, I touched the stroller that he touched before he washed his hands, and then I touched the baby, and I was, you know, changing her diaper, feeding her and stuff like that. So we think that that's how it kind of happened, like basically cross contamination. He touched the animal, touched her stroller push part. He didn't touch the baby because he was like, he needs to go wash his hands, but wasn't thinking, nobody was thinking about that, like pushing the stroller really quick to the bathroom, and then me coming back after I washed my hands, even though I didn't touch any animals, but me touching that and then touching her later on, not knowing and not thinking about it. And y'all, I feel like a horrible parent. Like I'm literally shooken up. Like I was in Costco, not even really having fun. Like, you know, y'all know when I'm shopping, see deals, I get really excited. I wasn't even getting excited about nothing because I just kept thinking about my baby, because number one, she wasn't with me at the time I found out. Uriah has her, well, she still has her, and he was just having her for the day while me and Mimi went out with my mom. So like I just wanted to run home and hug my baby and kiss my baby, because people die from this. Like this type of bacteria is something serious in adults. Can you imagine a child? And I know she probably only got a little tiny dose of the bacteria because of how light like everything was. It wasn't like she licked the pet or she touched the pet and touched her face. It was more like just, it went from like 3 different sources, you know what I'm saying, to get to her. So she didn't get a big dosage of it, but she's just been fussy, and I've been like, oh, I think she's gassy. And then when her poop started to kind of change and get watery and soak into her diaper, that's when I started to be like scared, like, oh no, let me take her to the ER. And I'm glad I did, but I still feel like somehow it's my fault. Like I just feel so bad because Mimi got hand, foot, and mouth disease when she was younger, not this age, like what was that, like 2 years ago, Bells? And it was from her being on a cart and probably, you know, kids being around who had it, touching that cart, and then her touching the cart and touching her mouth, her face, whatever. Just kids transfer diseases and things like that way. But for a little tiny baby who is dependent on parents, and you know what I'm saying, that's what kind of is really hurting me. It hurt me so much when Mimi had it, but I felt like, oh hey, she plays outside, you know, stuff's gonna happen, just like something like ringworm. She's never had it, but if it happened, it wouldn't freak me out. But this literally made my stomach do backflips. Like I feel like crying right now, because I just feel like my baby just was hurt. Like she has this like bacteria that was in her stomach making her sick. She wasn't throwing up, she didn't have no fever, so of course the doctor said it wasn't a huge big deal. They're not even giving her antibiotics for it because they're saying that it's just gonna pass through and that she's fine, because it's not a violent case. Obviously it's something small because of the fact that she's just only showing signs in her stool, and that's great news. Of course I don't want anything like worse than that, to hear anything worse than that, but just the fact that something like that is wrong with her at 1 month is just like, oh, it just really breaks my heart. Like literally breaks my heart as a mom. You know, you try to protect them from everything, and stuff like that is just like stuff you can't see, stuff you don't even think about really. Like, oh, he pushed the car, like I didn't even think about it. And the fact that I literally thought about sitting away from the animals because I had an infant, but didn't think I should have. I feel like I should have caught that. I think that's one thing, that the reason why I keep beating myself up, is because I feel like I should have caught that. As clean as I am and extra about like bodily fluids and bacterial stuff and just dirty, you need to hurry up and wash your hands. If you're outside, you coming in, take your shoes off when you come in the house, like stuff like that. Like I'm so bleach. I'd be ready to bleach everybody and everything. Like you come close to my baby, what? Bleach your face before you come anywhere near her. It's just like, how did I miss that? So since then it's been some days, it's been a whole bunch of days. It's literally been 10 days since Easter, well 11 days since Easter, and I just feel so bad. Like she's just been suffering and hurting. I feel so bad, like y'all don't even understand. oh my god, like what if something would have happened to her? That's what I keep thinking about. Like what if something would have happened to her? That was something that could have easily so quickly been prevented, that there shouldn't have, it shouldn't have happened, period. It shouldn't have happened. But Uriah keeps telling me to calm down and that it is what it is, and she's gonna be okay. Like I'm literally shaking. The fact that they're not giving her antibiotics is even more freaky for me, because I'm like, she has bacteria inside of her, but they're like, oh, she's passing and she's fine, her stool is kind of getting back to normal. So if it persists, just take her into the ER, you know, follow up with your pediatrician. So that's what I'm gonna do. She's still happy. She's been like looking around, talking, she's starting to coo a little bit, and she's just happy, obviously healthy. She's eating, she's not throwing up, no fevers, nothing is physically wrong with Miss London. It's just her poop, and sometimes she's a little bit more fussier, just a little bit. It's not even super bad, like it's not even full-on colic, like it's just like a slight fuss. And that was more so last week than this week. This week she's just like you know. But the fact that I don't know what's going on in her body and they just want her to just naturally get rid of it is what's kind of like freaking me out. Like I would rather them give her antibiotics so that I know the infection is gone or it's leaving, you know, and not have to do some guesswork. But yeah, so that's really all. I wanted to just update y'all on what was going on, and I'll just keep y'all updated. Let me know if this has ever happened to you guys, especially with a new baby. Like, just crazy. Like I just feel some type of way. Like her doctor, because she got her shots, her doctor and everyone says she can go outside, but I just feel like I should have just left her in, like we should have just stayed in a bubble in our own house, away from bacteria, away from germs, in a bubble. If it really was from us going to Easter, like it could have been these it could have been this water. So I don't know, I feel like I want to get this water tested for salmonella, and if salmonella is in this water, I'm suing everybody's going down. I'm not playing. I don't care that it wasn't a violent situation, but what if it happens again? No, negative. So yep, that's it. I guess this is like a story time. This is what was going on with me today. Right now we're about to head to go actually get some live crabs, some blue shell crab, and then we're gonna cook it. My mom's gonna cook it actually, and we're gonna eat it at my mom's house. And then Uriah, I think, is coming with the baby later. I don't know if he wants to come now or later. I'm gonna call her Miss T. But yeah, we're about to get that good crab. You feel me? I'm so excited about that. That's something that can really, you're excited? That's something that can really lift my spirits a lot. Cause I'm like, yes, girl, crab. Oh, I did Mimi's hair a little bit differently. I did them in individual braids. I'm not done yet though. The back of her head isn't done. Mimi, your straps aren't, yeah, your straps are all messed up. But yeah, the back of her head isn't done. It's like in a ponytail bun type thing. But I plan on finishing her hair tonight after we get done eating our crab, honey.
I can't wait to eat those crabs.
Me neither. We're here.
I was like, holy shit.
I know. And they just braked in a big truck. Get me a little tiny baby. Little tiny, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can push this cart. Oh look, baby, they got a little tiny baby cart.
Pretty.
She's ready to go. Here, you want to push it?
Is this it?
Yeah. Ooh, push it, girl. It's not yet 5, but it's almost 5, so. And it looked like that truck was there. I said that truck was here, so it looked like a big truck. I think I hear them. Yep, I hear them. Hear them. Yes. Who's the best? Marseille is the best.
Don't smell.
I know, because of all that over there. Yes. Watch out, baby. Little tongs.
He's gonna be in so much more pain. Hold on to it. He's like, no, don't let go.
Everybody holds him.
Monkey chain it.
Yes. Cooking it. He had no fight. He just said, all right, whatever.
Like, I'm already.
Right, it's spicy. Right?
It's real spicy.
These ones are having fights.
They literally on.
Yeah. Are they literally on? Hey,
As
Bells.
soon as the camera turns on, hey, Belle!
Are they literally on? It's not done.
It's not
All of it's the
good.
best crap.
It's not
I don't
what?
know what to do with it.
What are you talking about? You don't know what to do with what?
You don't know what to do with it. I just said I don't know what to do with it.
You don't know what to do with it. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh my god.